Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And whatever platform you're listening to this on, I just want to say I really appreciate it. If you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a subscriber. And if you are not subscribed yet, I'd appreciate if you would hit that subscribe. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. It's like, let's go ahead and brighten up the place and let's get into this podversation. I wanted to talk about this. Actually, this is something that I wanted to talk about before the trailer for the new season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta was released. And when I saw the trailer, I saw a couple of little clips in there that just made me remember this was something that I wanted to discuss. And so, yeah, it's about Martellholt from Love and Marriage Huntsville and Kenyamoore and shereewhitfield. Okay, because if you are not aware, Martellholt and shereewhitfield of Real Housewives of Atlanta, they're in this alleged relationship. I say alleged because I just don't really believe it. And I think most of the population of people who know who both of them are don't believe it either. But I think some of the people on the Real Housewives of Atlanta that are Sheree's, I call them cast members, castmates, not friends, because I don't think most of these people that are on these reality shows, most of them are not really friends. But we use that phrase and that term so loosely that it just comes along with the territory. And then they even have the thing that they call friend of the show or friend to the show. So it's like a way of bringing somebody on the reality show platform that isn't a main cast member, but they'll call them a friend. But anyway, the so-called alleged relationship that Martellholt and shereewhitfield are operating in right now, most people don't believe it because most people see Martell as an opportunist, an extreme narcissist, and a lot of people see Sheree as somebody who doesn't make the best decisions when it comes to relationships and men. And some people even question if she even really wants a man, but that's another story for another time. I'm just saying what some of the people have said and have alleged and wonder and ponder, because at this point in her life, it just doesn't really seem like she really even cares to have a man. It's just not really looked that way at all, to be honest. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again. I've talked about that before. But listen, Candy, she came out before and she said that she didn't believe that the relationship between Sheree and Martell was serious. Not just because she knew about Martell, because she really didn't. She said actually one of her friends was supposedly seeing Martell at the time, but it was going to be like some publicity that they were trying to get. So they were going to go to one of her restaurants and get the cameras going, and hopefully, some blogs would pick up the news. Martell is looking for a come up. All he does is all he does is pose. That's all he does. He's a poser. He's a faker and he's a poser. I haven't heard anything about him getting his builder's license yet. All he does is just downgrade and try to make his ex-wife look bad by making her out to be public enemy number one and saying all of these things about her not being able to keep friends and relationships and things like that. But I mean, I don't really care so much about that because, like I've said, I don't believe that the majority of the people who are on these reality shows are really friends anyway. So I don't fault Melody for not seeing a lot of these people or speaking to a lot of these people when they're not filming, because that's actually what happens with a lot of these people that are on reality shows together, unless they actually really are friends. So when he tries to throw jabs like that about Melody, it's to try to make her look bad, but he doesn't speak about himself in the opportunistic ways that he has about himself when it comes to trying to get his next come up. He copies his ex-wife, tries to emulate a lot of the things that she's done, that she's been able to achieve success in outside of the show, and it's not working out for him. It honestly disgusts me that the Real Housewives of Atlanta is even giving this clown any type of opportunity to be seen on the show and on the Bravo TV network overall. But apparently Andy Cohen thinks that he looks attractive, so there goes that. But listen, you saw on the first episode of the newest season of Love and Marriage Huntsville that Martel was on a FaceTime call with Sheree. And he's telling his mom, she and her girlfriends took a girls' trip to Portugal. It's just so weird. This guy has nothing going on for himself, but he wants to try to snatch full custody of the children that he had with his ex-wife while he is around here faking a relationship with somebody in another reality show for the sake of trying to make money. That's what I believe it's all about. But when it comes to Kenya and why I wanted to talk about this, it came out that allegedly Martel actually tried to get with Kenya before he reached out to Sheree. Actually, Kenya's the one that mentioned it. She mentioned it on the season, the last season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta during the reunion. She said it herself. So I'm saying that she said, it's not allegedly. She said that he DM'd her. He was trying to get with Kenya. But see, the reason why Martel thought that he had a chance with Kenya is because he's been watching the shows and he's seen the situations that Kenya has been involved in, which, to be honest with you, they were not the best looking relationships. So Martel, he knows that he's a loser. So he felt like if these losers had a chance, then let me try. Let me see where I can work myself in. Because on the show, Real Housewives, Kenya has been in a relationship with Matt, the guy that turned out to be a Looney Tune, was busting her windows out. Like, I could see Martel doing stuff like that. Okay. So he probably saw a little bit, or not even a little bit, he probably saw a lot of himself in Matt and a lot of Matt in him. So he felt like, well, if this lunatic Looney Tune who's busting out windows and busting cameras out had a chance with Kenya and he's out of the picture, let me try and step in. Okay. And then we've also seen Kenya get married to this guy that she didn't know very well and wound up trying to get divorced from him much longer than she was actually married. She had the long distance marriage. He's living in New York. She's living in Atlanta. They wound up having a child in the marriage, and she really wanted to make it work, whereas whenever we saw Mark, he just really didn't look interested in Kenya and didn't look like he wanted to be around her. Okay, so Martel, he knows how to be fake, so he felt like, well, if this guy could wind up getting with Kenya and getting married and shows absolutely no interest in her, but she's still trying, I know how to be fake and phony, so I could at least act like I want to be around her, and then I could still do my thing on the side because that's what I'm used to doing anyway, and most of the time. So let me see if I can get in where I can fit in. But even with all of those things being said, say what you want about Kenya. Kenya really is an intelligent woman. I believe she plays the game when it comes to the show, and she plays her position. She plays her role. She's been in a lot of television shows and movies. Granted, she's never been an A-list actress. Okay, fine. But she is educated. She is well-spoken. She's well-learned. She knows her stuff. And she may not have made the best decisions when it comes to the relationships that she's been in. She didn't know much about Mark or about her previous boyfriend, Matt, prior to. But she's seen Martel. So did she really think that, did he really think that he had a chance with her? Because Kenya, she is intelligent. She knows how to, see things that she's seen and see, the truth about it. And Martell has a track record. He's already got his history out there on all of these past seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So Kenya already knows about him. He is just stupid enough to think that she wouldn't recall any of those things and still try to give him a chance because he's got big muscles and tight shirts and tight pants. So, I'm going to play this clip of the trailer of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And there's a few things that stuck out to me in regards to what I'm speaking about. So I'm just going to play this clip and then I'm going to get back into this conversation.
Concentrate on your breathing. Don't try to catch your thoughts.
Y'all trying to create a narrative, which is wrong. Wait, no. I'm out. You're not allowed to come near my child.
All right, I'm going to pause it there for a moment because in the beginning of the trailer, Sheree is fussing at someone at the birthday party that Sonia Richards-Ross was throwing for her husband. And Sheree is saying, you all are trying to create a narrative that is really effed up. Now, what I believe was happening in that scene was the fact that people are just speaking the truth about Martell. And Sheree, with her silly self, she just ignores all of the facts and truths in front of her about this scumbag to discount what these people who may not be her real friends, but definitely her associates, and I would say somewhat care about her, to let her know, like, why are you messing with this dude? He's trash. All right.
Go crazy ass trick. Go try now. The reason why I'm crying right now is because I can't choke your ass, bitch.
Let it go. The body, mind, soul can heal itself.
Child, these hoes are beyond healing. I choose to let go of that which is not being successful for me.
You hear me, Drew? You are a bad body. You are a deranged wannabe actress. Have you seen a difference in me?
Ooh, you're trying.
Therapy workshop. What's sexy? You might be looking at another Mr. Moore. Is that Rory? I went on a date with him before. He popped my cherry. Sorry, it's some bullshit that got stuck in my throat.
What you gonna looking as good for, huh?
You, me, OnlyFans.
Huh?
The sex sells.
Oh, disgusting. All right, and that clip right there. Ugh, disgusting. Why are they doing this to us? Martell, he's speaking to Sheree, and he's like, what are you thinking about? And she's like, you, me, and OnlyFans. What? And then she's saying sex sells. Like they're just continuously proving to all of us who see it that this is not a real relationship. Martell is so freaking superficial. He's got on the tight t-shirt, the tight pants. I believe he's pulling down his pants so you can see his boxers so that you can see his package, which return to sender. Okay, I could do without that delivery. Yeah. Okay, let me continue.
Bros before hoes.
No, hoes before bros.
We bros. You live in a bubble and not paying attention to anybody else.
I want all of us to move in different homes.
You can't take for granted that we're gonna always be together,
Let it flow.
Ralph has moved out of the bedroom. I have no more tears to cry.
Who hasn't filed for divorce?
Andy, what's going on with Blaze?
We don't know when we go to Old Lady Gang if we're going to get biscuits or bullets.
She said that murder was working for them.
I just hope we really can keep this energy. I wanted to invite everybody to Portugal.
So we already know Sheree doesn't have any money to take everybody to Portugal, but we know that's how the show does. The show's paying for everything, but they will use one of the cast members to act as if they are the ones that were the catalyst for getting this group vacation together, and they're orchestrating everything and they're paying for everything. But we definitely know with her using whatever she has remaining after paying the mortgage payment on the chateau and helping out Martel, she does not have any money to take all of these people to Portugal. But let me continue.
I've actually never been to Spain before.
Girl, bye.
Kenyamoore haircut. Baby's in the house.
Don't be tardy for the party. Yeah. Kim, your tits look smaller. I want a man who knows how to make me smile.
I've been locked up a couple of times, but...
I am too. Oh my God. This is about to make me lose my
How do I know if your butt's real or not? How am I supposed to know?
What did you say to this black queen standing in front of you? You're an asshole.
Talking about I bring...
All right, Kenya was just yelling at Martel. Martel's hiding behind Sheree. And, Kenya's getting Martel together. Listen, I don't know I don't know who orchestrated this whole thing. I really don't believe that Martel had the brains to orchestrate him getting with Sheree, but I do believe Kenya when she said that Martel tried to get with her by going up in her DMs. He cares so much about his children that he wants to have full custody of, doesn't want Melody to leave the kids with a babysitter, and definitely no male babysitters if she has to travel and do things for her business when she has the children during her times of the joint custody. So he wants to seek full custody, but yet he's got time to be going in these chicks' DMs trying to make a come up off of a woman. Ugh.
But you are the ghetto child. Summer! What's wrong with you? Calm the down. I'm about to headbutt this bitch. I'm classy. She's a hot mess.
Your husband, Ralph Pittman, files for divorce. Top story, baby.
Are you ready to talk about Ralph?
Yeah. Can't do this.
All right, so basically what it boils down to is this. Martel really thought that he had a chance with Kenya because of the past relationships that we have seen on the show that she has had that just were not the best, and were not with the best men. He knows that he's not a good man either, but what he fails to realize is that although she wound up getting into these relationships with these men that were not the best, she didn't have a history with knowing who these men were, how they reacted, how they interacted, how they were in, relationships with other people. She just was going off of looks, which is what a lot of people do, attracted to the looks of the person and giving that person a chance. Martel really thought that just because he has looks that some people may see as attractive, I don't, but just because he has some looks that some people may see as attractive, that she would just bypass everything else and give him a shot too. But he's got so much out there. I believe that he's one of the most hated people on social media, to be honest with you. I could be wrong. I believe he's like high up there. I know a lot of people love Trump, but there's a lot of people, a lot of people who hate Trump, who are not even into politics and can't stand the man. And I believe that Trump and, Martel are pretty high up there on that same scale. A lot of people hate Kanye. And, a lot of people with that narcissistic personality, a lot of people really cannot stand them. And most people don't really like those people. It's just because it's something that they feel that they're getting from these people that they benefit from is the only reason why they really so-called like these people. But they really don't like them. In private, they really don't like them. But in their face, they do. I don't believe that Marceau and Maurice really like Martel, to be honest with you. But because of Martel and more so Melody and them pitching the Love and Marriage Huntsville show, which was mainly a Melody thing. Martel was just along mainly for the ride because we know that he used her builder's license. So he was really just along for the ride. He never really put in any effort to do much work. That's the reason why they also have gotten the opportunity to be on the show, and it has really catapulted their lives and their lifestyles as well. So I don't believe they really like him either. Just saying, just really saying. So yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts, views, and opinions on that ridiculousness when it comes to what Kenya shared about Martell going up into Kenya's DMs and trying to shoot a shot with her, and she was just not here for it. And she's calling him out on this upcoming new season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So even though I'm not here for him being on the show, I really am here for that. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to discuss it and dive deep into all of the nitty-gritty details of her calling him out. I really, like, my respect level for Kenya has blown up so much more. Really, really has. So you guys let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section below. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking this commentary. This is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. Now I'm going to say bye.